Hey also guys, Hamdas Comply here, bringing you with another deck profile on my new deck, which is Executioner's Buddyfight deck. So Executioner's is a really very strong deck because it is a deck which farms for material and ends your opponent due to your opponent losing in resource game. So it is a very overrated deck right now because the top 8 of the BCS in Singapore, all the top 8 were Executioners. So yeah, I also decided to join the hype and also get my hands on the Executioner deck myself. So let's go on with the deck. For the flag, we run Searing Executioners. So basically, when you play this flag, you may only use Executioners in its card attribute and generic cards. Your initial hand becomes 6, your gauge becomes 4, and your life becomes 8. So just for 2 life you get extra 2 gauge. This deck really needs the gauge because most of the spells in this deck requires you to have a lot of gauge to use their abilities. So yeah, so the flag body I run Hell Koga. So Koga is a really good card. I play him as body because he's a card which you want to see very early in the game, and you will definitely call him out in the game. So call cost, pay on gauge. When this card attacks and destroys your opponent's monster or deals damage to your opponent, if you have a Gate of Verdict, Judgment, or you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, you gain a life and draw a card. You can gain a life and draw a card if you meet the conditions, but if the attack hits or destroy monsters, you gain the life. So I play him as the body. He's a really good card. He has double attack, which means if you destroy a monster, destroy your opponent's board, you'll be drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 life too. So first of all, I run 2 of these Black Dragon. So basically, call cost, pay 2 gauge. When this card enters the field or is destroyed, put the top 2 cards of each fighter's deck into their drop zone, respective drop zone, then destroy a monster on your opponent's field and deal 1 damage. So basically, when you have this card, until its useful lifespan, you will be able to deal 2 and destroy 2 monsters. So yeah, he's a really good card. He has move, so you can do the Gal formation. For size 2s, I run 2 Unlocked Eye Hell Koga, a Jeopard. So basically, pay on gauge and put this card on top of her Executioner. So those cards which you don't really need now, like the mill 2 to draw 1, you can call it on top. So if you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, all cards on your opponent's field minus 3k defense. Oh no. And if you have 20 or more cards in your drop zone, this card cannot be nullified when attacking alone. So it's a really good card, a huge improvement from the old version, because 2 and cannot nullify is really good in the late game, because you'll be doing effect damage through Hell's Shield, or you can go for a game from there. So basically, he has move and soul guard. Really good. Next, I run 3 of the base form of Jeopard. So basically, pay on gauge, put the top card of your deck into this card. So when this card is destroyed, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your drop zone. So he helps you mill your deck for drop zone requirement, and from then on you won't really need him. So I play 3 because you don't need to clock in your hand. So he has move and soul guard. So you can do the Gal formation. Next, I run 4 of the body. Really good. Have to play 4. And for last size 2s, I run 3 Hazel Emperor Jailer Elking. So I play this card because right now weapon destruction is very relevant, and yeah, he's really good, and I like 3s. So yeah. So basically, his effect is when this card is on the field, act, put the top 3 cards of your deck into your drop zone. If you do, destroy an item or spell, which is very relevant in the game right now. You can destroy it and it's once per turn. So yeah, you can play 3 to 4, but I play 3 because I don't want to see it too often. For gate searchers, I play 3 of each. So basically, they are both the same, except this guy needs to pay 1 gauge, but this guy you may pay 1 gauge. So they just search up your judgment for you, which is really important because for all your combos to play out, you need your set spell. So I run 6 total. Next, I run 4 of strong card Soku. So basically, when this guy enters the field, put a top card of your deck into your drop zone, and if there's an executioner among them, which is your full deck, you get to draw a card. So he replaces himself and he helps you mill your drop zone. So I play 4. Lastly, for size 0s, I run 3 of this guy. When this card attacks, put the top card of each fighter's deck into a drop zone, their own respective drop zone. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, you remove a soul from a card on your opponent's field. This is a really good card because you may want to remove pesky souls, like, I don't know, like in the current meta, like Battle Poets can remove their impacts, which is really annoying. So yeah, let's go on the spells. First of all, I run 4 important cards, Gate of Verdict Judgment. So you may only set one of these on your field. So put the top 2 cards of your deck into your into your drop zone, and then if there's an executioner among them, which is everything, you get to charge 1. Secondary effect, pay 3. If you do, put an executioner from the drop zone into your hand. Then if you have 15 or more executioners in your drop zone, you draw a card. So it's a really good good ability for the second one, because you can recycle cards such as Hell's Shield, which will get you gauge, and then you get to draw free card too, which is really strong. This card helps you a lot in your milling, and the secondary effect is really good. Next of all, I run 4 Infernal Rule, a really very strong card, because this effect is pay 1 gauge. If you have a executioner on your field, you can destroy a size 2 or less monster on your opponent's field, and if you have 20 or more, you can destroy a card instead. So this is really good because you can actually remove soul and then you can destroy the card, such as weapons like Battle Poets, which is damn annoying. So yeah, it's a must run of 4, because this deck can actually play more than 70 and still not care about like getting your stuff, because you have to run more cards in this deck. Next off, I run 4 Hell's Shield, which is a must play 4 off. So you may only cast this during an attack on your opponent's turn, and if you have executioners on your field. So this means that when your opponent uses Tyrant and they go first, you will die because you have no negate unless you Shadow Crusader. So call cost, pay 1 gauge, nullify the attack. If you have 10 or more cards in your drop, you charge 2. And this card cannot be nullified, which is a really good counter to tripling spell negates, which are very scary. So then if you have 15 or more, you do 1 damage. So if you accumulate the damage, you'll be seeing like very gradual increase in damage, and that is a very good feeling. So must run 4. Next I run 4 Shadow Crusader, basically reduce by 3 and you mill 3 for the call cost. So yeah, mill 3 for reduce 3. Helps with your drop zone milling, and reducing is also pretty good in the meta now, because if you can't nullify, you can only reduce. Next off, I run 4 of a must-have, this spell card. So basically, pay 1 gauge, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your drop, and if you have you draw a card. Then if you have 10 or more, you draw another card. So basically, pay 1 for draw 2. So really strong. Next, I play 4 Demon Way Jigo Kezu. So basically, you cast this, you can call a Skull Warrior or Executioners, which means you can call any of these cards right here, which is really good. You pay their call cost and once per turn. So if you need cards such as Koga, you can call Koga. If you want draw, you can draw. Then you can call over this, and you can do a lot of combos, which is really fun. And at the beginning of your main phase, you may pay 2 gauge, and if this card is in the drop zone, you may pay 2 gauge if you do add this card into your hand. So if you have a lot of gauge, you can actually bounce this during your main phase, and then you can call cards. So yeah, I run 4. Next off, I run 4 Dragon Emperor Legend. So for Executioner, so basically mill 2, charge 1, draw 1. So yeah, real good. 2 Benefit. So he's a Osrira guard, but you gain life instead of draw card. So put a size 2 or less monster on your field into your drop zone. You put a top card of your deck into your gauge and you gain 2 life. So this is a really good card because this deck lacks hand, and if you have the Koga in the center, Jeopard, if your opponent whacks you for penetrate damage, you can actually use him. So yeah, it's real good. And if you need gauge, you can also set your own monsters for gauge. So yeah. Next off, I run 3 of the counter attack. So choose one of the abilities put the top 4 cards of your deck into your drop zone. So this card helps you to mill your deck for getting the draw spell or cards such as these. So yeah. Or the other effect which we usually use is choose an Executioners in battle, give it 2k 2k and counter attack. Then if you have 15 or more, it gets another 2k 2k, making it a 4-4 plus 4-4, which is really strong. So yeah. Next I run 4 must have of Dragonborn, sort of Dragon Barrier. So choose an Executioner on your field for this turn. The next time it will be destroyed, you notify destruction. So it's really good because during your battle phase, your opponent may try to destroy your Koga because they don't want to let you gain pluses. And this is where you cast it and then your opponent's dreams shattered. So yeah. For weapons, I run 4 of the 4 crit weapon. So basically, if you have 15 or more cards in your drop, it gets 2 crit. Even though it has a shitty stats of 2k, 4 crit is still really strong. Lastly, I play 1 Mukuro. Basically, Omnilord you can only play 1. Due to the fact that this deck can sometimes be low on life, his ability can work here. So and 6k is a really good body shield. So yeah. At the end of the battle that this card attack, if you have 4 life or less or no monsters on your field, you may pay 1 gauge, stand this card, and destroy a monster on your opponent's field once per turn. So it's really good because the life break is really easy in this deck, and yeah, as I said, free war. Lastly, I play Finisher of the card, Finisher of deck. 3 Galgyro's Prison, Pirate, Demonic Wave. So cost pay 3 gauge and put a monster or Gate of Verdict Judgment from your field into your drop zone. When this card attacks, if your opponent has 20 or more cards, destroy all monsters on your opponent's field. And if you have 30 or more and this card is attacking alone, your opponent cannot cast counter, which means cards such as nullifies and reduction of damage will be useless to this guy and your opponent will cry. So yeah, a really good finisher. So it's like a Gargantua Punisher. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. So this deck is a really strong deck right now and it's still topping in Japan currently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile on my super awesome Executioners decks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more videos, please share, I don't know, like, comment and do stuff. So I will be posting more deck profiles soon. So yeah, if you guys want more videos, subscribe to me. Bye!